Coming up on Tekzilla, what does Veronica love best about Japan? Akihibara, food, or Techno Toilets? The ultimate protection for your laptop, clean that battery, and of course a stack of your viewer questions. So crack open the maple syrup and get those pancakes ready, because Tekzilla starts now. This episode of Tekzilla is made possible by Dice, GoToAssist Express, and Squarespace. I'm Patrick Norton.
I'm Veronica Belmont.
Welcome to Tekzilla, hands-on reviews of the latest tech and how to make the most out of the gear that you've already got.
Whether you're a beginner or tech support for your friends and family, if you've got a question about tech or the best place in Japan to get an American-style burger, we've got an answer for you.
And if we don't, we'll track down someone who does. Veronica Belmont, back from your whirlwind tour of Japan.
It was, I know. I went to 3 different cities. I went to Osaka, Kyoto, and then Tokyo.
So no Akihibara for you?
I did make a stop.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get anything too fancy, but I made a little stop and did some intros there and stuff. So it was fun. 2 weeks though. It's a long time to be away.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Anything you saw over there that like you know, little tiny cell phones or crazy cameras or giant Hello Kitty outfits that you were like must bring home?
There was an entire Hello Kitty store actually in Kyoto that
it's like
we
6
stopped
stories
by.
or something, right?
No, we just went to a little one. It wasn't.
Okay.
There's probably a big giant one somewhere. But I just don't understand why Americans haven't caught on to the idea of high-tech toilets.
The little Techno Toilet lids?
Well, they're not really techno. I mean, they're not little. I mean, the Toto washlets and the Toto toilets are enormous, and they do all sorts of crazy things.
The air drying is a little
expensive.
disturbing. If you hit the wrong, if you're in a Japanese hotel and nothing's in English and you
Well,
hit the wrong button.
They've got a button that says like for ladies, and then they've got like the regular style washing and the drying and the heated seats, and it plays music. You can put music on an SD card. The fancy ones have an SD card slot.
What, so you sit down and it starts playing Journey for you or something?
Whatever you want. If you want to go to the bathroom to Journey, that is your prerogative, but you can do it.
Did you bring home one of these mystical, magical Japanese toilet seats for
the airlines
you with Ryan?
charge so much for that extra overweight like boxes and
carried it on
stuff. It
board?
would have been way too expensive.
Yeah.
No, I didn't bring one. Someday maybe I'll get one. Someday
She bought
maybe.
one. She's just
I did
not
not.
gonna admit it.
The one the fanciest one I saw was like $4,000.
Did you add it to like GDGT? Did you get your gadget on?
I
You
gotta
should
get
add it in
him to
there.
make a bathroom gadget category. That's next in the database, Ryan. Bathroom gadgets.
The Wi-Fi Alliance has announced a new format for transferring data up to 10 times faster than Wi-Fi N. The rather unfortunately named WhyGig represents the Wi-Fi Alliance's next move towards cutting the Gigabit Ethernet cable. They'll be working with the Wireless Gigabit Alliance, big shock, and vendors like Linksys and Netgear and pretty much everybody else to build WhyGig hardware. WhyGig speed comes as a pretty serious price range. It is doubtful that a single WhyGig hotspot could cover an entire house, says Wi-Fi Alliance reps. No surprise given it runs on 60 gigahertz spectrum. That's a higher frequency than a Techno Toilet. Telling you.
I love that you call them Techno Toilets. I think you're the first person I've ever heard call them that.
It has something to do with the fact that like the first time and only time I went to Japan was right about the time I was exposed to Wallace and Gromit. So there's like Techno Trousers, ex-NASA, and Japanese Techno Toilet,
I can understand how that happened.
Yeah, 60 gigahertz spectrum, which is a lot shorter of a wavelength than 2.4 gigahertz, which means it's not going to go through walls and floors very well. But we're talking about 7 gigabits per second. I don't know if that's practical or theoretical, but that would be really nice for scooting HD video around your home network and doing whole drive backups around the house.
I guess you could just get a bunch of repeaters or something.
I think I'm just going to end up, maybe I'll end up with the Gigabit Ethernet feeding the little WhyGig routers.
Interesting.
I don't know, we'll see. If you're thinking of upgrading, you probably won't want to wait. The new networking spec isn't expected to hit the street for at least 2 years.
2 years.
So having Dell, Cisco, and just about everybody else on the board of directors will help speed things along. Remember how fast N came along?
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're trying to avoid another N debacle.
Well, I want it. I want to test it out. I wonder if we can get an early look at it somehow.
You want to network your toilet with HD video.
That's all you're going to talk about today, isn't it?
Pretty much.
That's what I figured. Well, we love ebooks, and Borders will be bringing the $150 Kobo online in June. They're taking pre-orders for the device with a 6-inch e-ink screen now. It's kind of like Sony's Basic Reader. There's no built-in 3G for adding new books anywhere, unfortunately. Which brings us to Google's claims that they have almost all U.S. publishers for the digital bookstore they plan to launch as early as June. It's something like 25,000 authors and publishers that have signed up.
Yeah, apparently Google went, hey, we've got billions of dollars in the bank. Let's make everybody part of our store.
And why not? Google Editions is the current name of the new service, and it's almost certain that publishers will decide the retail price for their books, which is, I think that's fair.
It'll be interesting. Well, one of the things that you could argue back and forth, right, is Amazon used the Amazon stick to bring publishers to their pricing format. So it'll be interesting to see if vendors start abandoning the Kindle platform in exchange for Google. It'll be ebooks.
There was a new Kindle update while I was gone, actually. I haven't updated to it yet. It's 2.5 update, I think.
The social one.
Yeah, and you get to have categories and basically folders for all your books. I'm really looking forward to that because I have so many books still on my Kindle.
You're scrolling 42 pages to find
I have it organized by most recently opened or most recent use, so it's not that hard to find stuff that I'm actively reading.
Isn't it Facebook's links in there?
I haven't looked yet. I haven't updated it. So I have to, it doesn't let you download the update from the internet. And while I was away, I was downloading books and using the USB cable to transfer the books over, but they don't let you do that for the update. They have to push it wirelessly over the 3G.
Which, of course, wasn't working for you in Japan.
No, I tried. I was like, maybe I'll just try. I'll see if, I don't know why I thought maybe it would work. I know it's US only. I know it wouldn't be available anywhere, but I was like,
to dream.
See what happens, maybe. Maybe there's something I don't know. Can't hurt to just turn it on for a second.
Worst case scenario?
Absolutely nothing happened.
Oh
well.
Meanwhile, the NPD Group claims that Android smartphones are outselling iPhones with 28% of the market to Apple's 21%, but BlackBerry still rules the roost. That's the RIM company with 36% of the market. That's npt.com/press/releases/whatever you want to go to. Basically, you can read their numbers. It's pretty interesting, though.
Now, that's all Android sales combined, including Verizon's Droid with its $100 million advertising budget. So they got a nice push from that, I would say. And, of course, you can only get iPhone on AT&T, while Android phones are just about everywhere. The NPD reports that AT&T has 32% of the smartphone market, Verizon has 30%, T-Mobile has 17%, and Sprint's got that leftover 15%.
At least until this summer.
Yeah. Just thought you'd like to know, and before any Apple fans write in about the ComScore numbers that put Android at 10% of the smartphone market, tip of the hat to all things D. NPD is measuring new sales, while ComScore is measuring the existing user base.
Yeah, Android is having a great quarter, but it's still playing catch up to the iPhone platform. It's going to be fun to see what happens this summer when Sprint's HTC Evo 4G and the new iPhone come out. I think the numbers are going to go all over the place.
I just realized I was talking that whole time with a big hunk of hair in my mouth like this. Sometimes it gets stuck to your lip gloss, and I know you have this problem all the time when the hair gets stuck to your lip gloss.
Yeah, after it falls out of my head.
You experience that?
Well, little screaming noise as the hair leaps from my forehead.
Anyway, all my lip glossy hair problems aside, Sean caught our efforts to help Camilo play the music on his iPhone on his PC and wrote in with an excellent suggestion that Patrick's fallen in love with. He says, "Hey Patrick and Veronica, I was surprised that you didn't mention SharePod. I've been using it to play music from my iPhone, iPod Touch, and other iPods for a while, and best of all, it's completely free. You do need to have iTunes installed to provide the necessary iDevice drivers, but it's a tiny price for being able to play, transfer, and back up any media from your device. Love the show. Take care, guys. Sean." Yeah, well, try as we might, we don't know everything, Sean. That's why we love having the TZ crew along for the ride. There's a big knowledge base out there.
Yes.
A lot of knowledge. That's why we call in on you guys to help us out.
Tap into your brains. There'll be a little chip you can implant later on this year. SharePod, if you haven't seen it, it's a free Windows application you can download from getsharepod.com. And check this out. The window you're looking at is the contents of my iPhone inside of SharePod's main window. You right-click on a song, hit play, and look, it's playing through the PC speakers. It's really a Swiss Army knife of tools for working with the contents of your iPod or your iPhone. You will need to have Microsoft's .NET 2 framework installed before you run it. You can drag and drop to and from Explorer, like when you're searching for things. If you had a hard drive fail and you want to back your music off of your iPod, you can pull your music back off. You can add and review music videos and album art. You can copy music videos and playlists from your iPod to your Windows machine. It lets you edit, drag and drop for playlists. You can add tags, even import music in your iTunes library, complete with your ratings and playlists. If you have a Mac formatted iPod, you're going to need Mac Drive. That's a tool that lets PCs read OS X's HFS Plus drives installed on your machine. And you might want to turn off iTunes auto launch. It'll drive you nuts otherwise, because basically they both lock up. If you have like iTunes and SharePod running at the same time, iTunes seems to lock up. And if you try to launch SharePod when iTunes is already running, it tells you like, don't shut down iTunes first, please.
Such a pain. But if it works well, that's great.
It works really well. It's a nice, clean, it's a very crisp interface. It's clean, and it will play the songs just like it's in there. I don't know if you have to, I didn't have a chance to try it out on a machine that was not related to my iPhone.
I see what you mean.
So there may be a hitch there. But I think if you have an iTunes installed and you know your iTunes store password, you should be fine.
Sounds good. And hey, if you use SharePod and want to help keep it evolving, make a PayPal donation, or better yet, become a SharePod community member for like $10 and get access to the SharePod forums and get some email help. Hey, are you having trouble with the electronics in your car? Are they behaving lately?
Oh, maybe.
Well, we've got a fix for that coming up next. But while we've got your attention,
are you on the hunt for the perfect tech job, you know, the one that lets you work on games when you're not playing them? Then look no further than Dice.com. We're talking about the place to find tech jobs. With Dice, you can search from over 50,000 tech-related jobs at every level and in every field, including video games. And you can find all the big-name companies that tech pros want to work for on Dice.com. Do you live and breathe the internet, video games, programming, and technology? Then you should register and post your resume today and start pursuing a career that lets you get hands-on with the things we like to talk about right here on Tekzilla. Things like iPhones, Android devices, Blackberries, and all things mobile. In fact, here's a job we found on Dice for a mobile user interface developer position open right here in the Bay Area. It's a perfect match for anybody looking for a career in smartphone software development. Of course, there's a lot more than just jobs on Dice.com. There's resume building tips, tools to lift yourself to the top of the resume pile, and advice to give your tech career a boost. So what are you waiting for? Visit Dice.com today and find that dream tech job and start your career off right. Welcome to this week's freebie download pick, a free program that we find useful, fun, or incredibly interesting. This week, DVD Flick. Audio CDs are easy, but making video DVDs is a painful process for most folks. DVD Flick makes it simple. Just choose your video, pick out and edit a menu, then hit the Create DVD button at the top. Voila, you're done. You can create more elaborate discs as well. It's totally up to you. Don't want to burn a disc right away? You can create an ISO file and save it on your hard drive to burn later. With support for 60 video codecs, including H.264, Flash, and VC1, along with 40 audio codecs, from FLAC, MP3 to ones you've never heard of, DVD Flick can turn almost any video you've got into a DVD that will play just about anywhere. So if you want to make making DVDs easy, you should be checking out DVD Flick.
Your car's battery is critical for performance, obviously, keeping that 500-watt amp pumping, your car's computer behaving, and, oh yeah, you need it every time you turn the key to start it up.
Now, if you're under the hood and you notice a battery that looks like this, nice clean gray terminals, no signs of rust or a weird powdery growth, things are probably all good with your battery. This, however, is horrifying. See that white, yellowish, green, powdery looking crud? That's corrosion. And it's worse, it can keep your battery from charging properly. Generally speaking, though, it's like a resistor. It's bad. You don't want crud growing on your battery terminals.
So is that when you have to throw it out, or is there a way to clean it?
There are ways to clean it. It's pretty easy, actually. You need baking soda and toothbrush, maybe a wire brush. First up, get some ratty clothes on. Car batteries contain acid. It will eat through your clothes if something goes wrong. You get some on yourself, wash vigorously, and a mixture of baking soda and water will neutralize it, both on you and in your clothes. And of course, as always, wear eye protection when you stuff yourself under the hood of your car.
And don't lick it.
Don't lick the battery.
Don't lick the battery.
It's not like the whole 9-volt fun thing. This is bad.
Thank you, Dr. Obvious Belmont.
Hey, it may not be obvious to everyone.
You never know.
You may have just saved someone's tongue.
Because it looks so appetizing.
She likes the green crud. All right, first up, remove the negative terminal. That's the ground terminal. It's the black cable. It keeps you from arc welding yourself by grounding the positive terminal when you're taking it off. If your terminal is stuck, stick a flathead screwdriver into the space between the two sides to pry it open. Do not use the terminal. Do not pry the terminal up using the battery lid as a base for your screwdriver. You will crack the plastic. You will leak battery acid. You will be sad as you carry your leaky, damaged battery to go get a replacement from the auto parts store. Next, remove the positive terminal. Now mix yourself up a paste of 2 or 3 parts baking soda to 1 part water. Apply it with a damp cloth or an old toothbrush. Enjoy the fizzing. It should stop in about 5 minutes or so. When the fizzing is done, rinse down with tap water or wipe it down with a rag that goes straight to the trash. Or if you're really seriously paranoid, go over with a brass brush until everything looks all squeaky clean and shiny. And if anything's still looking cruddy, get some more baking soda and do it all again. On particularly ugly cable terminals, like you just bought somebody's 25-year-old truck, I've actually made a more liquid mix in a cup and dunked the entire cable in there. Just don't use your wife's favorite coffee cup. Once everything is clean and shiny, attach the positive terminal, then the negative terminal, again, so you don't arc weld yourself, and put some Vaseline jelly on top of basically both terminals. That'll keep things clean in the future.
Nice. You can save yourself some money.
Yes, and possibly make your car stop malfunctioning, and most definitely keep if your battery's if your car battery's running down, you need to jump start it every once in a while. This is not a bad thing to check.
Nice.
Time to get under the hood, people.
Well, speaking of maintenance, worried about keeping your laptop in one piece when you travel? Keep watching. But first, if someone you know and love is having trouble with their Mac or PC, all you gotta do is send them a GoToAssist Express link. It'll probably take you about 5 minutes to fix the trouble, and you don't have to deal with any explanations over the phone. As long as you both have an internet connection, GoToAssist Express makes it painless to help people with their computer troubles. Share a screen and live chat regardless of whether you're on a Mac or PC, and it can save you time, money, and a whole lot of frustration. Try GoToAssist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, you must visit GoToAssist.com/Tekzilla. That's GoToAssist.com/Tekzilla for a free trial. Looks like it's time for another website we just can't get enough of. A website that we just can't stay away from because it's too useful, too funny, or just too darn irresistible. This week's pick, Sweet Arrival. If you're a frequent traveler, you know what a pain in the butt it can be to make sure you have the right carry-on sized items, and how lame the airport or hotel mini stores are for replacing the items you've forgotten. Luckily, there's Sweet Arrival. This site enables you to have convenient travel-sized items delivered directly to your hotel room, and all the products have been tested by the Sweet Arrival crew to ensure quality. From shampoos and conditioners to minibar items and sleep aids, all the right categories are there. The selection isn't huge yet, especially when it comes to hair stuff, but I'm assuming that they're adding new brands when they can. You have to pay for shipping, but the items for the kits themselves are pretty inexpensive. So if you never want to worry about forgetting a toiletry again, check out Sweet Arrival for your next trip. Jack writes in, this isn't a question about actual tech, more a way to store it. I travel around a fair bit and I need a good suitcase. Which James Bond style cases under 100 pounds would you recommend? I need to fit a 17-inch notebook and charger and much more. Also, would it have the foam padding you mold to the shape of said gadgets? Thanks for reading, Jack in Manchester, UK.
If you're thinking hard case, I have a short list. Pelican, Pelican, and oh yeah, Pelican. Pelican 1470 is too small. It's okay.
It's over now?
Nothing else will be crashing. It's over now. Okay. Pelican 1470 is too small for a 17-inch notebook. You'd be looking for a Pelican 1495. This is not at that particular Pelican, but it is a typical Pelican case. I'm not sure if this is stylish enough for Bond, James Bond, but it certainly qualifies as a blunt instrument. Notice the foam-filled packing. This one has a custom-fitted case inside. Normally, there's a big block of foam with little centimeter or 1-inch squares you pull out to nestle your gear in there. They're pretty amazing. They have a replaceable seal inside that makes it waterproof. Actually, the seal goes up in here. They have multiple locks on all sides to keep the sides from splitting or people actually prying open the side. They now do a nice little steel cover for the padlock so you can lock it down to keep people from opening it in transit. And of course they have the pressure vent so that if you actually manage to seal the thing due to the pressure changes during flight, you can actually open it when you get someplace, which is actually much more useful than you might think. Alternatives include Nanook, SKB. SKB is actually a pretty solid brand. Look for cases that offer a lifetime warranty. We bought some used Pelican Pelican cases here at Revision 3, and we got replacement parts like hinges for free. This is a SKB case that was used for sending systems around from place to place that has a built-in rollies, which are great if you have really heavy equipment. For smaller stuff, OtterBoxes are nice, otterbox.com. There's a lot of ex-military cases out there, at least here in the United States. There's particular size. It's perfect for video cameras, that night vision goggle. I guess they were night vision goggle cases.
Cases, yeah, to protect them.
Yeah, it's like M421177 night vision optical equipment, you know what I mean? Like this crazy label, but it's essentially a Pelican case with foam padding inside. You'll probably have to remove that padding, put your own foam padding in, but we're talking about like $20 instead of a couple $100.
And they'll survive getting checked and everything.
Well, the question is whether or not it'll survive being stolen, but in terms of getting, like, I don't think anything, you could probably, I can't imagine what you could do. To damage something inside of a Pelican case, you either have to drop it from so high up, gravity becomes a massive issue, or the sudden stop after gravity does its 32 meters per second thing. But man,
they're very strong.
They're insane. Like everybody I know who travels with cases, it's either Pelican cases or whatever their current version of Anvil cases are, like the big ones they use for musical instruments. They are ridiculously tough. The 100 pounds. You're gonna have to shop around.
That's maybe used. Maybe you could find something used. I don't know.
Do they have Craigslist in Manchester?
I don't know. Well, they have eBay.
I would say though, if you have expensive electronics, that's a good way to protect them.
Yeah, when we travel for core, that's what we use. Also
Pelican
for our
cases.
17-inch laptop and all our capture equipment and everything. Pelican cases, very nice. CJ writes in, I'm traveling to Texas in a few weeks. This is like the travel episode today. It's pretty awesome. And was wondering if there is anywhere I can rent a Sprint Overdrive for about a week. I know you have covered some sites that rent out the MiFis a few times, but I was wondering if there's anywhere I can get the Overdrive and the Sprint 4G. I would love to try out the service and the new 4G speeds if it is cost effective. Any suggestions? Well, cost effective might be relative, but I'll get to that in a second. First up, as far as we can tell from searching online, almost nobody is renting Sprint's Overdrive 4G, 3G routers. Companies like Rover have lots of 3G USB adapters and MiFi type routers. Given how few areas actually have 4G coverage, it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense for them to rent 4G devices at this name in the game.
If you're traveling to like Dallas or Las Vegas or, you know what I mean?
In the game.
The game. It's a short list of places. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of people that are covered, but it's still, compared to like all of the U.S., it's still a fairly short list of locations. Yeah, renting a 4G modem will cost you a lot more than a 3G modem if you can find one. eVideo Info, aka the 3G store, is asking $30 a day or $175 a week to rent 4G gear. Ow.
Yeah. 3G USB eVideo adapter runs around $60 a week from Rover, while a 3G MiFi eVideo adapter is just under like $140.
Yeah, like 135 or something.
135, like 140. I'm sure 4G bandwidth from Sprint is unlimited, so there's no penalty if you go over the 5 gigabytes a month like there is for 3G, but the hardware is fairly new and pretty expensive. Yeah,
this could be borderline sleazy, but you might consider the fact that Sprint is daring you to take advantage of their 30-day return window. They call it the Sprint Free Guarantee. If you're not happy after 30 days, return it, or at least before 30 days. You got 30 days to decide if you want to keep it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go from my USB 3G modem to a 3G, 4G overdrive router, but I was willing to give it a shot with that kind of return policy.
So could he buy one and then maybe return it?
And he may find that he actually wants to keep it after his trip because it was so fundamentally useful. I love having a 3G
Or he
modem.
could buy one and rent them out to people as a side business.
30 days
oh wait,
at a
I should have done it on this side. To tell you the secret, they can see me when I do it on this side.
I think they can hear you on which side.
Right.
You're mic'd.
I'm mic'd.
They're listening.
I forgot about that.
In any case, it's like CJ. It's a whole bunch of options for you to check out. I guess actually it's only about $50 more a week to rent a 4G modem compared to a 3G.
Well, if the extra speed is worth it to you.
Hey, and if it's a business write-off, do what
there
you
go. Yeah, just charge it to the company.
Veronica has some viewer questions for you, but first let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Squarespace. It's a publishing system, people. It's a hosting system. It allows you to bring amazing websites using your skills, even if, like me, you can't edit your way out of a paper bag. It doesn't matter if it's a blog, a portfolio, a big shopping website. It's a very flexible tool. It's designed to make it painless to create complex websites because you don't need any coding experience. It's WYSIWYG, it's drag and drop. You get the same functionality you'll find in some of those highly trafficked pages on the web, and it's painless, or at least relatively painless. I mean, I can mess up code instantly, but WYSIWYG, drag and drop, I'm pretty good at that. There's a site importer if you want to move things over from your existing website. The new tool supports WordPress, Blogger, TypePad, movable type. It brings over your posts, your comments, your tags, your authors, and your media, and your search engine optimization efforts are preserved. That means your users' page ranks will update seamlessly, and the move will have no impact on the SEO status that you've spent a long time building. You want a discount? Of course you do. After your free trial, it's like 2 weeks, and they're going to say, hey, bring us your credit card or go away. Use the code Tekzilla when you check out. You'll score yourself 10% off for the lifetime of your order. Check it out now, people. Squarespace.com. And remember, Tekzilla, when you check out, you'll score a nice little discount for life.
And if you like mixing up code, they have an HTML editor as well.
Oh.
So if you want to get in with your elite HTML skills, you can
or
get
in my
in
case,
there
my non-leet.
and do that. I guess I think you can custom edit the CSS
It's for leet,
also.
right?
Yeah, that's for leet, right? Our next question addresses a problem I think we would all like to have. Justin writes, I'm coming into $1,200 next week, and I was wondering what I should get. Tech-wise, I currently have a 1.5-year-old PC, an 8-month-old laptop, a PS3, Wii, and my iPod video.
That's it?
Geez, tough life. Unfortunately, that's about it. If you were me, what would you add to my tech collection? Justin in Oklahoma.
Cheap rent in Oklahoma.
I can't say the word Oklahoma without trying to break into song.
Oh, Oklahoma!
Never mind, I'll do it later.
Come on,
I would
get
suggest
your fringe whipping in
Nope.
the breeze. Isn't that how that line goes?
No, when the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
You're not going to sing it? You're going to say it?
No, I'm going to say it to you. Anyway, I would suggest a Kindle. I love my Kindle. I use it constantly.
That's assuming he likes to read.
That's assuming you like to read, of course. Yes, that would be a factor
You don't like to
involved
read a
there.
Kindle, not so much fun.
Tons of other ebook readers out there. We talked about the new one from Borders. There's Sony ebook reader. There's the Nook. There's tons of different ones out there. A bunch of different ones coming out in the very near future. So that's one. You'd still have a lot of money left over after that too.
True.
You could spend $400 or $500 on the Kindle and then spend another $600, $700 on books to fill it up. There you go. I would also suggest maybe like one of those pocket HD camcorders that we've talked about a lot in the past. If you do a lot of traveling, or if you just want to take pictures of your kids or your pets, it's nice to have a Flip Mino HD around, or something from Kodak.
They're fun.
Yeah, why not?
Kodak
They're
just
pretty
came out
cheap
with a new
too.
waterproof one that I want to get for my toddler.
Yeah, oh, that's good. But they're waterproof, but they're not like really submersible.
Yeah, but compared to the regular one, it's more bomb-proof.
Yes.
So because he likes to chase the cat and videotape the cat. Yeah.
Oh, that just sounds like a really great video.
It's hysterical.
Running
Come here,
around
kitty.
with the cat. I was also thinking maybe like a netbook of some kind, but he already has so many computers, it's probably not necessary. He's got a laptop
Good
already.
headphones or speakers or earbuds.
Super good earbuds. You know me, I love my Shure, I love my Ultimate Ears. You have about a million different headphones that you could recommend.
I have headphones issues. Justin and I were emailing back and forth. He's kind of into everything. So he's like, yeah, digital camera would be great, but so would a video camera. What about a new notebook? And I was like,
digital camera.
HDTV upgrade might be nice, because
Ooh.
I don't know if he's got an HDTV. I think it has an older HDTV, a smaller one. Better yet, throw it into the bank, let it earn interest until you find yourself weeping at night with the incredible desire for the next big tech want that you find.
I have to recommend my Canon S90 if he's looking for a point and
You're
shoot.
like, spend it now.
I love my Canon S90. I took hundreds and hundreds of pictures when I was in Japan, and it just makes it so much easier to be a good photographer.
To have a nice camera.
A little camera like that, yeah. It's not a DSLR, but it's better than your traditional like point and shoot.
Frickin'
it's
$150,
wonderful.
$200 pocket cameras are amazing now.
Well, this is more like $400.
Okay.
$400, $450.
How much, Roger? How much do you have tied up in your
Oh, Roger
camera
just
at
got
this
a brand
point?
new lens.
$1,500.
There you go. You can almost have Roger set up.
Almost.
Our final question comes in video form from Thomas.
Hey guys, recently some of us tried to do a video chat. Hi, we tried sites like TinyChat. Howdy. Since one of us is in the UK, we ran into the problem of lag. Do you guys have any ideas on a low-cost, low-latency solution for multi-user video chat? I mean, sometimes this latency was measured in minutes. Thanks. I'm Audi 5000. Audi 5000. Audi 5. Whatever.
Audi 5000. Okay, Thomas, here are some options that may help you. Uvu. Uvu has free two-way calls, and you can get up to 6 users with the monthly memberships or the credit buying program. I know you're probably looking for free, but if you want that quality, sometimes you have to, when it gets up to 4, 5, 6 people in a video conference.
Sometimes it's hard enough to get 2 people in a video conference and actually have the audio syncing and the video
I mean, yeah, just doing things like sword and laser. I know that Skype can be a biatch sometimes. You just gotta,
There's one rule though, like whoever has the fastest machine and the fastest net connection hosts the call.
Yeah, Google, what?
Ooh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Google, according to ZDNet, is going to have free video conferencing with multi-user support. That's coming within the next year. Okay. So if you can wait a little while, you might have a solution from Google, which is pretty nice. Skype is also about to begin beta testing their new multi-user video conferencing, which will be free until it rolls out of beta. And then you'll have to pay a little bit for that. But Skype is a good standard and everyone uses it. It's going to be PC only for the beta. I'm not sure about the final release. I'm sure it'll be multi-platform once it comes out of the beta. Yeah. CamShare is free for Windows. It does have some annoying toolbars and widgets that you don't have to install, obviously. It's not really like Skype. It's more kind of like a group chat room. And there's some adult content on there. Well, so be careful with that.
Just be careful who you link up with. It's not like it creates adult content, like you and your Aunt Matilda.
No, it's not like chat roulette where suddenly you're on there and you end up with like, hey-o.
That's illegal in this state.
Whoa! Yeah, so there's iChat, of course, supports up to 4 users at a time, and the quality has generally been pretty good for me. It's only for Macs, though, of course, so unless everyone's all on a Mac, that might be a problem. Like we were saying, the lag issue probably has more to do with the participant's internet connection. Sometimes shutting down other running applications or retrying the connection can help, and like you say, have the person with the faster internet connection hosting the call can definitely bump up your speeds a little bit.
Whenever I'm doing a video conference, I shut down everything, reboot the machine, and then I start just like Skype or whatever application I'm using for the video conference.
That's probably the best way to do it. A lot of people I know also have a separate computer to host the Skype call, and then they route that audio through their main machine. I mean, if you want to have like a big freaking setup like Leo Laporte does to host all his Twit calls, that's going to cost you a little bit more than I think you're willing to pay.
Well, he's also using a separate machine for each person calling in. Those are switched through professional switching equipment. Ugh. Generally speaking, though, whoever has the fastest machine, the combination of the fastest machine and the fastest connection.
Right. And then if you really want the quality, you may have to pay for a service. But I would love to know what the viewers out there think, if they're using any software that they've had good experiences with, anything you want to suggest to Thomas and friends, that would be awesome. Send it in to Tekzilla@revision3.com. Oh, and hey, speaking of sending things in, we're conducting a survey to get some additional information about you, our loyal viewers. We'd love to get your feedback. If you have a few minutes to spare, please do us a favor and take the survey at revision3.com/survey. Easy enough. Thank you guys so much for helping us out. And after you complete the survey, you'll get an exclusive behind-the-scenes montage from a recent Revision 3 trip to NYC that was edited by our very own Hippie Glenn.
Hippie Glenn.
Hippie Glenn.
For everybody watching, we live in your questions. Do us a favor, email us, Tekzilla@revision3.com. Tech Help, product reviews, how to. You ask us, we'll do it. But we need those emails, so don't be shy. Send them into Tekzilla@revision3.com.
Do you spend a lot of time on the YouTubes? Don't forget to visit the Tekzilla and HD Nation YouTube channel. It's a great way to introduce friends and family to everything Tekzilla and HD Nation. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I'm Patrick Norton.
I'm Veronica Belmont.
Until next time, you've been watching Tekzilla. Converting videos on your PC into video in 3, 2, but DVD Flick makes and go back to the top. Yeah, let's order some tacos, Raj. Tacos! I got $20 for tacos. Come on, Raj, get us some tacos.
Fell asleep in line for Iron Man 2. They just like nodded off over there.
Is that good or no?
I'm not gonna do that on camera. Nice try.